Hey everyone, welcome to Practical FX Trading. I'm Ryan B. It's December 22nd, 2019, and this is the weekly analysis for the US dollar Japanese yen. What we're looking at here is a daily chart for the dollar yen, and I'm using candlesticks, and I'm using 3 moving averages. I've got a 20 in blue, it's my fast. I've got a 50 in red for my medium. I got a 200 in green. And I'm using support and resistance, and that's about it. I also use pivot points, and you're going to see them marked out here. So got the weekly pivots mapped out, these 3 lines. So weekly R1 coming in at 109.69. Let's pull this over here. Our pivots at 109.43. So to open the week, price is moving right in this pivot. But right below it, you can see some resistance here. Over the last couple of weeks, we've seen that line hold and reject the yen a couple times. However, we've got some real bullish action going on here for the dollar yen. So on the daily, so I always use the daily and the weekly, right? The big long-term charts to help me determine my decisions. And then I use the smaller, like the 4-hour and the 1-hour, as far as where I'm going to enter. But I usually rarely trade in the direction of the small-term charts, just because it's a bit more dangerous, right? The big trend always wins. So what we see here, though, coming back from September, and it was really amplified this week, is that this is dollar is very bullish against the yen. So let's go ahead and draw this short-term trend line. And we've basically got a nice accelerating triangle coming here, right? Price, the lows keep getting higher. We've got a low back here in August, got a low here in October. And we see here recently we had some horizontal support and resistance, right? This 108.43 line, and that held, right? Look at that. That was previously resistance for months. Then it became support. Price attempted to break back below. It was pushed quickly above. Price tested this now. Again, is testing this line again now. And then the first target, if it breaks through, will be 109.69. However, though, this is the Christmas and holiday week here in the U.S., and a lot of U.S. bankers aren't trading. Central banks are taking it off. The volume is going to be super light. Doesn't mean price won't move, but just the expectations of how far it will move should be limited. There is some yen data coming out this week, so if we're going to see a market catalyst, to really trigger some price action, it's going to be from yen data. Just kind of looking at what a trend channel will look like. See price pushes above, right? So you think about support and resistance in a horizontal terms. However, I use a trend channel to represent support and resistance over time, because your charts, evolve, they roll out over time, and nothing just goes straight up and straight down. So, right, that price goes up, then kind of tapers back, goes up, tapers back. And so we see it right now is in this range. It's really kind of stuck in this range. I do think it's going to break out the top here. I don't know if it'll be this week. It could take a while to get there. We could see price kind of just flounder around till early 22 between this support line of 109.19 and then this resistance of 109.70. I do think it'll break out, but I don't think it's going to be this week. But you never know. What would change my consensus, my thoughts about my sentiment about which way this pair is moving, is if I saw a price drop below 108, this 44 zone, right? This resistance zone that really held, and it would have to close below it and stay below that line, and then I would become bearish. However, currently, price is pretty far away. Also, we see, it's definitely pointing up for me. We see that the price is sitting on top of the 20 and the 50. We see the 50 doing a bullish crossover over the 200-day moving average. And then I've got my fast on top of my medium on top of my slow, which for me is green lights, right? That's a go for me. Now I'm just looking for the best entry point. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit for those entry points. So if we look at this in the smaller terms, right, so that was a daily chart, which takes weeks to unravel. If I'm looking to trade in the next couple of days, I'm going to want to look at the 1 hour or 4 hour. So we see, like we said, price is really stuck in this kind of zone here. We see a lot of back and forth, nice range here. There's the top and there's the bottom of the range, top and the bottom. So here I'm kind of, I'm going to sit in my hands and wait because I don't want to buy at the top, even though the trend is pretty strong. So we'll see how far back this price will pull, and then I can give it the green light. Let's go ahead and clone this. Oops. Sometimes when you change time aspects, the cloning for trend lines doesn't work great. The reason I want to clone it is I want to make sure it's the angles are the same of my trend channel. And this is a nice one. Okay, look at this. So I kind of put it in the middle here. We see price dip, touch the 200, dip, touch the 200. Once again, does it again. Comes in the underside of the 200. And so now what we see is price really accelerated above this median channel trend line. However, it's right below this resistance. So I want to wait and see what happens to price. If price stays above this median trend line, I might look for an opportunity to buy. However, even if price dropped down all the way to this weekly S1, it's still on trend, right? It would still just sitting on top of the 200 moving average. Would still be an uptrend. So that's one thing important to remember. Just because price is moving one way doesn't mean that's the actual trend direction. So I would encourage you not to get too caught up in 5-minute and 15-minute charts. It's great for your exact entry points. However, there's a lot of drama that can happen in a 5-minute candle. These giant candles, and you're like, oh, that's actually only 6 pips. But it fools your brain. So if you stay in this big picture, you're more likely to make a better trade that's going to go in your direction. So basically, where am I in dollar yen right now? I'm going to sit and wait, especially because this week can be low volume. I think price isn't going to do anything too significant. Could wander around a bit, but I'm definitely looking to buy dollar yen once markets kick back into gear. So if you want to subscribe to our channel, get more US dollar Japanese yen weekly analysis, make sure you subscribe. Click the button in the lower right screen. We also have a dollar yen playlist. So if you want to get notifications every time we do a dollar yen video specifically, you can do that too. All right, talk soon. Bye.